Walk into Costco in 2026, and the appliance aisle hits you like a polished movie set. Everything looks clean. Everything looks premium. Everything looks like a smart deal wrapped in stainless steel and warehouse lighting that makes even the worst product look like a masterpiece. Families push giant carts. Sales reps talk about features like they're describing luxury cars. And shoppers walk out believing they just landed the deal of the decade. But here's the dark side. Costco will never tell you. Not all appliances at Costco are the same as the ones you see at regular retailers. Some are downgraded, warehouse-only versions built specifically to hit a lower price point, meaning cheaper compressors, weaker motors, simplified control boards, thinner insulation, fewer cooling coils, lower-grade internal wiring. They look premium on the outside, but inside, they're built to a budget. And this video is your warning before you make a $1,200 mistake. This is the top 12 appliances you should never buy at Costco in 2026, ranked from worst to best. Let's start at the very bottom of the pile. Number 12. Samsung refrigerators. Samsung refrigerators are the poster child of beautiful engineering that falls apart faster than your patience waiting for tech support. And Costco's versions? Even worse. Costco carries a lot of Samsung special SKUs, models that look identical to the ones sold at Best Buy or Home Depot, but have downgraded compressors, cheaper plastic cooling ducts, simplified ice mechanisms, fewer sensors, less copper tubing in the sealed system, lower quality insulation. It's the appliance equivalent of putting a Ferrari body on a lawnmower engine. Technicians consistently call Samsung the #1 most problematic refrigerator brand due to ice makers that fail, fans that freeze, sealed systems that collapse, compressors that die right after warranty, leaking internal lines, catastrophic repair costs. Costco makes Samsung look like a deal, but inside the cabinet is the same ticking time bomb that's been haunting homeowners for a decade. If you need your refrigerator to last longer than your car lease, Samsung is an instant no. 11, LG refrigerators. LG's refrigerators have a shiny, futuristic vibe. Touchscreens, smart cooling, craft ice, Wi-Fi that promises to monitor your food like never before. But here's what LG doesn't put on the box. Their infamous linear compressors are still failing in 2026. The class action lawsuits are over, the headlines are quiet, but technicians continue reporting. Premature compressor death, refrigerant leaks, unstable temperature cycling, boards that misread cooling commands, inconsistent freezer performance. Now, here's the Costco twist. LG's Costco units are often stripped-down versions of their standard models. They keep the pretty door design and InstaView window, but inside, cheaper evaporators, lower-grade compressors, thinner copper, simplified fans. The outside screams premium. The inside whispers, "I hope you bought the extended warranty." LG can be a great brand. For TVs, for Costco refrigerators, they're one compressor failure away from becoming the most expensive cabinet in your kitchen. Number 10. Whirlpool dishwashers. Whirlpool dishwashers are one of Costco's most aggressive value pushes. They're everywhere. They look decent. They're always $100 off. But here's the truth. Whirlpool's dishwasher lineup hasn't kept up with 2026 standards, and the Costco versions are even more downgraded. Technicians consistently report weak pump motors, cheaply made spray arms, heating elements that fail early, sensor issues, poor drying performance, thin insulation that makes these units loud. And here's the warehouse secret. Most Whirlpool dishwashers at Costco are simplified SKUs. That means fewer wash zones, cheaper motors, reduced soundproofing, basic plastic tubs, stripped-down control boards. On paper, they look like Whirlpool's standard mid-range units. In reality, They're the Costco special versions designed to survive just long enough to avoid warranty claims. Costco sells thousands of them because the price looks irresistible. But once the pump seizes or the heating element fails, the repair cost approaches the price of a new unit. If you want a dishwasher that lasts, you don't buy a Whirlpool from Costco. You buy something built for endurance. We'll get to those brands soon. But Whirlpool dishwashers, a loud, underperforming, warehouse-exclusive money pit. Number 9. GE Stoves and Ranges. GE is a legendary name. Many of their premium ovens and ranges are excellent. But the ones you see at Costco, those aren't the premium models. They're value engineered, a fancy industry word for downgraded. Costco GE ranges often have cheaper heating elements, lighter steel frames, simplified ignition systems, lower quality oven insulation, weaker oven fans, fewer safety sensors. They look like the same GE model you'd find at Lowe's or Best Buy. But technicians notice the differences immediately when they remove the back panel. The biggest issue? Consistency. Costco GE stoves heat unevenly, especially the warehouse variants. Owners complain about hot spots on the cooktop, uneven baking, fan noise, premature element failure, control boards that glitch in year 2. Is GE a bad brand? No, but Costco doesn't sell GE's strongest lineup. They sell the prettiest cheap versions that look like the strong lineup. The result? A stove that does its job until it suddenly doesn't. And when a range fails, you can't live without it the way you can't with a broken blender. You feel it immediately. That's why GE's Costco stoves sit at number 9. Number 8. Frigidaire refrigerators. Frigidaire's higher-end models are solid, but the Frigidaire units you see at Costco? Totally different animals. Costco loves selling budget stainless steel Frigidaire refrigerators because they look fancy and stay under $1,000 during sales. But these cheap Frigidaire units struggle with weak cooling consistency, evaporator icing, unreliable dampers, freezer temperature swings, thin plastic drawers that crack, noisy fans, temperature sensors that drift. Technicians constantly say Frigidaire's cheap models are either decent or absolute chaos. And Costco, predictably, stocks the cheaper ones. Why? Because big stainless steel French door designs are impulse buys. Families see the price and think they're getting a luxury fridge for half the cost. But behind the shiny doors, airflow is poor, insulation is thin, the compressor is small, the freezer struggles under load, and long-term reliability is questionable. This is the classic Costco trap. A fridge that looks premium, feels premium, and fails like a budget model. If you want a Frigidaire that lasts, buy the higher-end models somewhere else. The Costco versions? They belong right here at number 8. We're now in the middle zone, where Costco appliances look like smart buys, seem like premium upgrades, and often carry flashy tags like executive member savings or instant rebate. But here's the trap. These mid-tier appliances are built to a price, not a standard. They're not the worst in the store, but they're far from the best Costco wants you to believe they are. This is where millions of shoppers get fooled. Let's keep going. Number 7. Hisense TVs. Hisense is exploding in popularity. Huge screens, bright panels, quantum color, mini LED at crazy low prices, and Costco pushes them hard. But here's what shoppers don't know. Costco Hisense models are not the same as the flagship Hisense models reviewers test on YouTube. Costco's versions have lower native brightness, fewer dimming zones, cheaper backlight drivers, weaker processors, simplified motion hardware, reduced color uniformity. This is why people buy a Hisense from Costco after watching a glowing review, and then wonder why their version doesn't look like the one in the video. Technicians also report premature LED failures, blooming issues, backlight flicker, glitchy built-in apps. When they work, they look fantastic for the price. But the Costco versions, they're the value-engineered editions designed for mass retail. If you want a real Hisense performance monster, you buy a flagship model elsewhere. The Costco versions? Good for the first year, unstable after. That's why they sit at number 7. Number 6. GE top-load washers. Top-load washers are a massive seller at Costco, especially for older shoppers who don't like bending down to front-load machines. And GE top loaders look like the safe choice. Big stainless tubs, powerful agitators, deep clean cycles, smart rinse features. But inside, Costco GE top loaders are simplified, stripped-down versions of GE's mainstream models. What's downgraded? Weaker transmission, cheaper lid switches, basic control boards, plastic drive couplings, lower quality pump assemblies. These units wash fine for a while, until they don't. Common technician reports: loud grinding, weak spin cycles, vibration issues, transmission failure, repeated drain pump breakdowns, error codes that appear randomly. Top loaders should last 10 to 12 years. Costco GE top loaders? Some start acting tired in year 2. And repair prices are often higher than just replacing the unit outright. If you need a bulletproof GE washer, you don't buy the Costco version. You buy the upgraded GE Profile series from a dealer who sells the real lineup. That's why GE's warehouse top loaders land at number 6. Number 5. LG front-load washers. LG makes excellent washing machines when you buy the right models. But here's the Costco reality no one talks about. LG's Costco front-load washers are not the same as the premium models reviewed by appliance experts. They look identical, but the drum is thinner, the motor housing is cheaper, the shock absorbers are lower grade, the vibration system is simplified, fewer sensors regulate water levels. The detergent tray assembly is downgraded. LG front loaders outside Costco are praised for their smooth operation and low vibration. But the Costco models? Bounce more, shake more, struggle with heavy loads, have more worn bearings, show more early leaks. Techs say Costco LG washers show faster wear because the internal components aren't the premium parts. Costco shows you the stainless steel, the shiny door, the huge capacity, but not the cost-cutting behind the panel. LG can be one of the best washer brands in America, but only if you avoid the warehouse variants. That's why LG washers land at number 5. Number 4. Costco ovens and ranges. Costco sells a ton of ovens and ranges from GE, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and Frigidaire. They look premium. They feel premium. They're priced aggressively. But here's the truth. Most Costco ovens and ranges are exclusive builds, cheaper inside than the versions you see at appliance dealers. This includes lighter heating elements, weaker broil coils, thinner insulation, simplified fan motors, generic control boards, weaker igniters on gas models, cheap oven racks that warp from heat. They work fine for everyday cooking until you start doing anything that stresses the oven. Roasting, baking, broiling, holiday meals, batch cooking. Then the problems show: inconsistent temperatures, slow preheat, uneven browning, weak broil performance, fans that rattle or buzz, igniters that fail. Most shocking? Technicians say Costco's special SKU gas ovens often use a reduced quality ignition system that fails earlier and is harder to replace. This isn't a brand issue, it's a Costco-exclusive design issue. It doesn't matter if it's Samsung, GE, LG, Whirlpool, or Frigidaire. If it's a Costco-only model, odds are it's built cheaper on the inside. That's why ovens and ranges from Costco land at number 4. We've sliced through the mid-tier traps, the downgraded models, and the too good to be true deals. But now we're entering the danger zone. These last 3 aren't just bad buys. They are the most problematic appliances Costco sells. The ones with the highest technician complaints, the most stripped down parts, and the biggest gap between what you think you're buying and what you actually bring home. These brands sit at the top of the list for one reason. They are engineered to look premium, feel premium, but fail cheaper. Let's finish this. Number 3. KitchenAid dishwashers and ranges. This one hurts people, because KitchenAid used to be elite, heavy, solid, quiet, reliable, the kind of machine you bragged about when your in-laws visited. But the Costco KitchenAid lineup today, completely different animal. Here's the truth no one wants to say. KitchenAid is Whirlpool wearing better clothes, and the Costco versions, even more stripped down. Problems techs constantly report: pump assemblies that fail early, diverter motor issues, cheap rack wheels that fall off, loud grinding, heating element errors, leaking from the lower spray arm seal. KitchenAid ranges at Costco? Same story. Weak oven insulation, uneven baking, cheap-feeling knobs, hot front panels, control boards shared with low-end Whirlpool models. They look premium. That signature red handle, the thick stainless steel, the industrial vibe. But inside, Costco's KitchenAid appliances are Whirlpool parts stacked together in a nicer shell. You're paying for nostalgia, not engineering. That's why they sit at number 3. Number 2, LG French door refrigerators. LG makes excellent OLED TVs. They make great front-load washers outside Costco. But LG refrigerators, especially the French door models Costco sells, are one giant red flag. These are consistently among the most returned appliances in warehouse history. Here's why. The compressor problem. LG's notorious linear compressors fail far sooner than expected, and the Costco SKUs have the most cost-cutting behind the scenes. Techs also see weak evaporators, noisy fans, cooling inconsistencies, short lifespan control boards, poor temperature stability, leaks forming behind the crisper drawers. One technician put it perfectly. LG fridges are amazing for the first 18 months, and a nightmare after. Costco loves them because they look premium, they have huge capacities, they display well on the sales floor. LG gives Costco strong volume pricing. But behind the shiny stainless steel, you're rolling the dice on the compressor. You might get lucky, you might get burned. Most people get burned. That's why LG refrigerators land at number 2. Number 1, Samsung refrigerators. There was never any doubt. Samsung refrigerators are the single most complained about major appliance in the US. And Costco sells mountains of them. The failure rate? High. The technician warnings? Endless. The online complaint groups? Hundreds of thousands of people. Samsung fridges dominate Costco displays because they're stunning, they're modern, they're packed with features, they photograph beautifully. They make shoppers go, wow, instantly. But inside, they are some of the least reliable cooling systems on the market. Technicians report weak ice makers, failed evaporator fans, evaporator freeze-ups, sealed system leaks, compressors struggling early, drainage clogs, temperature swings, broken dampers, water leaks, expensive parts. If your food could talk, it would be screaming. And Costco customers fall for them over and over again because the displays are irresistible. Bright screens, touch panels, family hub tablets, chrome trim, lighting that makes it look like the fridge belongs in a sci-fi movie. But here's the truth. Samsung refrigerators are the number 1 appliance you should avoid at Costco in 2026. Period. This list wouldn't exist without these machines. Final warning. The Costco appliance trap no one talks about. Here's the real twist. It's not the brands that make Costco dangerous. It's the exclusive Costco-only models, downgraded versions with cheaper compressors, weaker motors, simplified control boards, thinner insulation, fewer sensors, less steel, lower cost fans, easier to fail ignition systems. cheaper pump assemblies. They look identical to the mainline versions. But Costco demands lower prices. Manufacturers respond by quietly cutting corners behind the panels where shoppers never look. That's why your fridge starts buzzing in year 2. That's why your washer shakes like a jet engine. That's why your oven bakes unevenly. That's why your dishwasher dies right after the warranty ends. Costco has great member perks, amazing return policy, fantastic prices. But when it comes to appliances, the big savings often hide big compromises. If you value reliability over shiny stainless steel, stick with the brands and models that last, not the ones with pretty displays. And if you want more brutal truth, honest rankings, and warnings that big box stores wish didn't exist, hit subscribe and join us here at Frugal CHOISE. Your wallet deserves the truth.